right, good morning, folks. Today is Wednesday, May 18th. Welcome to your daily cyber threat brief. Simply Cyber's morning cybersecurity threat briefing. I'm your host, Gerald Auger, and over the next 30 minutes, I'll be delivering the top cybersecurity news of the day and providing more, expert analysis on each of these stories, what it means to you as a practitioner, or if you're looking to break into the industry. Shout out and thanks to this stream sponsor, the one and only Barricade Cyber Solutions. Cyber criminals have stolen your company's data, like Conti, and derailed your business operations. Barricade Cyber Solutions will help you resolve the ransomware attack and, more importantly, get your business back on track. If you've got to deal with a cyber fire, as it were, consider Barricade Cyber Solutions. Eric Taylor and the gang over there are excellent. I want to remind you, if you hold professional certifications that require CPEs, each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. Not a big deal in it, axiomatically speaking, but they stack. So it's 2.5 a week, 10 a month. So be sure to document literally the easiest, and I would argue the most enjoyable way to get CPEs, which can be a bear and a real burden at the end of the year. All you have to do is say, what's up in chat, or, BSEC here. You might want to actually use your real name because you might have a tough time convincing the auditors that DJ BSEC is actually who you are. But whatever, the video is memorialized. I'm not going to take it down, so it'll always be here for those auditors. If you're live, love it. See 46 of you piling in here. I jumped in the chat beforehand, saw you all with the coffees and the good mornings. It's great. Adrian, good morning. I know you had to leave, so there's a special shout out. If you're watching on replay, thanks for catching the stream. You guys know live is great, but replay has value too. If you want to jump right to the news, when this ticker right here gets to 0, we'll start the show roughly. So feel free to scrub right to the right. But for the next 2 minutes, 51 seconds, I will be gladly and happily welcoming folks into chat. All right, let's do it. Good morning, Xavier. Good morning, John. Hey, Bill Green. Good to see you, Carrie. Always nice. Jim Lund, good morning. Cheers. Hey, Colin. Hey, Kali. Naresh, good to see you. I saw Josh Mason in there. Josh, you hearing? Yeah, I got this font when I was doing the GRC interview questions and answers period, and it looks like Street Fighter 2, so I just wanted to mess with it. I like to keep everybody interested. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Louie. Brendan, good to see you. Steven. Spastic, always nice. Hulk, smash that like button. You got it, buddy. Yeah, Josh Mason, you hearing footsteps? You hearing footsteps, buddy? I'm coming after you. I'm coming up on you. Today's the day. Hope you slept all right. I know I did. Water. I'm gonna flavor my coffee with your tears tomorrow, Josh. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Justin. Hey, Kevin. Guys, I got Hadouken. Listen, guys, I got a pretty cool thing I want to share. Check this out. I'm very, very happy and proud to announce. Yeah, Kimberly, you see it. I have been asked and I'm super pumped to be afforded the opportunity. Simply Cyber, and by virtue of that, myself, was a sponsor of the US Cyber Games Season 1, and they are starting Season 2 up, and I was asked if I'd like to be another sponsor, and Simply Cyber help the event and everything, and I said absolutely. And they sent me this awesome jersey. Look, it's a custom. See Jerry guy back there? I'll show you a picture afterwards. I couldn't put Simply Cyber. It's too many letters, but Jerry Guy is like my gaming handle. So super pumped. Appreciate the merch that they sent. This thing's wicked comfortable, super flex, and it's just really cool. So I'm super pumped to be affiliated with the US Cyber Games. And as they spin up Season 2, I'll be sharing all sorts of great information with you guys on what that's all about. Hey, Ala Eldon. Hey, Eula Chula, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It is spicy. Justin. Hey, Michael from sunny Virginia. We've got Miami, Virginia. Hey, Tom Pike. I just saw you stream by in the comments. It's been a minute, Tom. Expel's got you working hard, man. Good to see you made the stream this morning. Hey, Karen. Good to see you. Free Guy. Love that movie. Yes. BSEC. Jerry guy, old guy. That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Looks like we're right there. Hey, Elroy. Guys, also, I want to thank all of you. The squad memberships are coming in, being able to do a lot of fun stuff with that support, and genuinely appreciate it. So I don't want that to go unspoken. Guys, it's that time. We're going to dig in. Okay. I just want to do one quick thing. As I mentioned, I am affiliated with the US Cyber Games. So if you go to uscybergames.com, not now because we're about to start the broadcast, the briefing, but I'll drop it in chat. If you want to check it out, it's really cool, actually. So maybe you check that out after the briefing. But for right now, let's get into it. Let me shut the music off. If you want to follow along, go to cisoseries.com. Otherwise, sit back and relax as I launch the... Hold on, my iPad is now locked itself. Freaking security guys, always blocking stuff. Security people. Okay, here we go. Let's dig in.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
It's Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. Buffalo massacre suspect signaled plans on Discord for months. The gunman behind 10 deaths and 3 injuries at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York this past weekend had posted about his planned attack on Discord since December. According to logs from the popular chat app, he made references to his plans to commit a terrorist act at least 17 times in December alone to draw attention to his Twitch stream where he broadcast the attack live. Logs also revealed that since November, he made 31 references to a similar deadly attack 3 years ago in Christchurch, New Zealand, while using the word gun 200 times, the word shoot 119 times, and the word attack over 200 times. He also abundantly used racist, anti-Semitic, and extremist language and phrases. While Discord has expressed condolences to the families of the victims, experts point out that Discord is popular among extremists due to the platform's large-scale content monitoring and enforcement issues.
Wow, this is like I'm getting a little nauseous just like hearing about this story. So I'm sure many of you have heard this already. If you haven't, there was a hate crime rampage, a mass murder type event in Buffalo. Um, so the story is around how basically this individual was not operating in complete secrecy, but in actuality was, um, you know, what do they call it? Signaling, like explicitly signaling intent, and live streamed it apparently, which I had no idea. Um, the thing with this is awful, right? And with the right, here's the thing, like 9/11 was awful also, and we had intel on it after the fact. So after the fact, these things all come up, and it seems like, how did we not know it beforehand? But I really believe that tons of people have tons of these um stories, narratives, plans, whatever, and while they're all horrible, I don't know if there's enough law enforcement power to track them all down, right? So like having a sick fantasy is different than actually executing on that sick fantasy, right? Again, I'm not an expert in this space at all. These are just kind of my thoughts. The problem is that if it, like, let's just say Discord had the ability to scan, like there's so many Discord servers, and I would almost believe that this individual was using a Discord server that was maybe amplifying and echoing and almost kind of supporting like this type of plan, right? I don't know what Discord server he was on. I'm just thinking anyone can start a Discord server, any background, any group, any alignment, any political ideology. So it's not like Discord can just mass surveillance and determine. It gets into like, I don't want to call it First Amendment, but like a screening thing, right? Like who determines what's appropriate and what's not? I mean, clearly this is inappropriate, obviously, but it's that gray area in between when you start censoring and policing and stuff. So I mean, the fact that it was all on Discord, I don't know if it could have been prevented. It was horrible, obviously. And this individual, I hope that they received the justice that at least can bring some peace to those who were impacted. But this was just awful. Anyways, I kind of wanted to spin it around censorship on that one. Okay.
Google faces litigation for unauthorized use of medical records. Google is facing a class action lawsuit for the unlawful use of confidential medical records belonging to 1.6 million patients without their knowledge or consent. The claim stems from a 2015 arrangement whereby Google's subsidiary DeepMind received patient data from the Royal Free London NHS Foundation Trust for clinical safety testing on an app called Streams, which was developed to detect acute kidney injuries. The app was subsequently used by Royal Free on a discount basis. The UK's Information Commissioner's Office subsequently ruled that while providing its patient data, Royal Free had not complied with requirements of the Data Protection Act.
Yeah, imagine
Venezuela.
that. Listen to this. Okay, guys, I actually just messaged this story to a chat group that I have of a bunch of InfoSec pros that work in healthcare or used to work in healthcare. This story right here, like, it doesn't surprise me. Okay, now this is in Europe or EMEA, Europe, Middle East. I don't know if the A in EMEA stands for Africa, but it's Europe, Middle East, and maybe Africa. Someone in chat maybe correct me, but anyways, obviously Europe has way stricter privacy guidelines and regulations, even beyond healthcare, just in general. But when I worked in academic medical center, right? So I worked in healthcare, guys. Everybody like wants access to data, like population health. Uh, just think about the amount of data that is collected on you when you go to the doctor, especially if you're an inpatient, right? You like check into the hospital. So much data. Like all the devices hooked up to you is collecting telemetry. Your prognosis, your progress is all collected. Doctor's notes, all these things, right? And the vision is that there's things called digital twin where they'll create a like virtual version of you and then test all these different treatment plans out and then run it forward in time to see what would happen for best medicine. There's something called precision medicine where they're like, oh, instead of most people take 2 Advil and they're fine, like they'll be like, oh, your particular situation would warrant 1 Tylenol and 1 Advil and take it at this precise time and you'll get the most optimal healthcare, right? So the data is wicked valuable, right? In a perfect world, yeah, like, oh, we get to make perfect medicine and perfect treatment for everybody. But guys,
Straight cash, homie.
big pharma, and I'm not like a conspiracy guy. Like, listen, there's huge money in it. Huge money. If you can sell the solution to better health, you can get paid, right? So there's supposed to be all these rules around it. And for the most part, there is. But I'm just saying, hospitals and healthcare practices or whatever, they get paid for that data. They go into what do they call it? Like research projects together, right? So like, let's say Pfizer and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia are going to work on a collaborative project, or Siemens, I think they're German healthcare company, or GE or Philips Medical. They're going to work with Boston Medical or Johns Hopkins on a project, right? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to suck up that data and they're going to do it under all these different allowed rulings. So the data gets out. It sucks because, the patients didn't even have consent, but in a lot of times the consent forms aren't even clear. That you consent to it being used now, but they use it for a different reason that's kind of similar. Like you can make the argument legally down the road, a month, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road. So this is happening in mass right now, guys. I feel like I'm like running. I'm sorry, this is story 2, but I feel like I'm running like a some type of like hot take conspiracy show this morning. I'm sorry if it's coming across that way, but this healthcare data, big money.
Doctor accused of developing and distributing ransomware. U.S. authorities have accused 55-year-old Venezuelan cardiologist Moises Luis Zagala Gonzalez of developing, selling, and renting out ransomware to cybercriminals worldwide. Zagala, who used the aliases Nisophoros, Asclepius, and Nebuchadnezzar, is accused of developing the Jigsaw version 2 variant, which features a doomsday counter that completely erases a victim's hard drive after too many failed attempts to remove the malware. Additionally, Zagala has been linked to the ransomware as a service operation that serves up Thanos. It's unclear if Zagalo is still at large, but the DOJ indicates that if convicted, he faces 10 years imprisonment for computer intrusion-related crimes.
Yeah. We saw this one on group chat or Discord yesterday. Apparently this individual, from what I read, is a cardiologist. So this guy is not just a medical doctor, but also like a really specialized, not wicked easy type of medicine cardiologist. Okay. And like he moonlights as essentially a black hat malware author who wrote a couple pieces of ransomware, including one that's called Jigsaw, which somebody on social media pointed out the irony of that because Jigsaw is about killing people essentially, right? And he's a doctor, which is supposed to be aligned with helping heal people. So it just goes to show you when I saw this story the other day, yesterday, and I knew it was going to come up on the daily cyber threat briefing. All I could think about is, listen to me, guys. I say this all the time. Insider threat is a real thing, right? You can't just say that, oh, because this person is the CFO, they're cool and like they're not a threat, right? Sometimes people are malicious, in general, or they make mistakes because they're good intention, like they bring home a bunch of work to work over the weekend because they want to get caught up and they want to be a good worker bee, and then their car gets broken into and all their stuff gets stolen, right? And that's a data breach. So insider threats aren't necessarily bad people, but just be mindful that you can't assume people aren't doing things. And I'm not saying put on a tinfoil hat and assume everybody's writing advanced level ransomware, but this dude is a perfect example. My one thing that I also thought of is like, I know Venezuela is Venezuela is suffering massive economic issues right now. Like it's like I think a loaf of bread is like $40 or so. Hold on. Let's see. Venezuela. I'm just curious. Venezuela loaf of bread. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's not too bad. Loaf of bread, $1.86. Okay, that's not bad. I thought the cost of living in Venezuela was like way out of whack. So I stand corrected. Good thing we did this live. I think Venezuela's on Bitcoin too now. Anyways, long story short, I don't know if this dude was driven by financial need or just curiosity or to write malware and do it. But either way, he's been caught. You can't hide in the shadows for very long, especially if you're making big waves like Jigsaw was. All right.
Hackers may be able to steal your Tesla using new Bluetooth attack. Bluetooth Low Energy, or BLE technology, is used in a wide spectrum of electronics, from laptops and mobile phones to access control systems for cars, including that which is used in Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y. While BLE has built-in relay attack defenses that kick in when a signal is repeated beyond the maximum tolerance of 30 milliseconds, researchers at the NCC Group have developed a tool that operates with a latency of just 8 milliseconds, allowing an attacker within close proximity to relay the signal at will to unlock and start the cars. Tesla has indicated, quote, that relay attacks are a known limitation of the passive entry system, end quote. While options to defend against the attack are limited, Tesla owners are encouraged to use the pin to drive feature, so even if their car is unlocked, an attacker won't be able to drive away with it.
All right, very cool. So first of all, shout out to NCC Group. Get some Mario coins there. Base Case works over there. That group is always doing some great stuff. I actually have an NCC Group sticker on my computer right now. This is a fun splashy cybersecurity attack, right? This will get major pub anytime you like hack a car and do it in a way that's compelling. It gets big pub. So good for them, guys. This is a Bluetooth attack. It is it's a relay attack, and essentially relay attacks have been done before. It's not a new attack. Like we've seen it before with like unlocking someone's car or unlocking someone's garage door, where you basically record, you push the button, boop, boop, and you record it. Same with like a swipe badge access. You record the swipe, not the swipe, but you record the pin or whatever, the unique identifier that's on the antenna that gets pushed out. with this, it's Bluetooth connections. But anyways, you sniff it and then you replay it, right? And that's all. You would have to put in replay resistant security mechanisms in order to prevent that. Obviously, Tesla thought it wasn't as big a risk. Obviously, they've introduced a defense in depth approach requiring the pin to drive. This doesn't stop someone from breaking into your car with this technique, right? So maybe you don't keep your gold bars and your gold doubloons in the car, but they can't technically steal your car and drive it away. Of course, I don't know why you would. I feel like these things are like built-in low jacks, right? Like can't anybody in chat have a Tesla? Don't these things, can't you track exactly where these things are, like on your phone and stuff? So I don't know how advantageous it would be to steal a Tesla. But anyways, replay attacks are cool. This is fun. And there's a video here. So if you go to the cisoseries.com story and you go into this one, you can watch the cool video of them doing this, a la, Charlie Miller and the Jeep Cherokee not too long ago. Tesla's had a couple hacks recently. Remember there was a kid in Europe who hacked like 15 or 17 of them recently.
And now let's thank today's sponsor, Tor.
All right. And let's thank Simply Cyber's sponsor today, guys. Really quick, want to give a shout out to US Cyber Games. I mentioned it at the beginning, guys. They're starting season 2. Super pumped. Kimberly's working with them. I'm working with them. A couple other people in chat are working with them. It's going to be fun. Look for more information and news coming as the season kind of kicks off. It's going to be fun.
%93 of orgs have suffered a data-related business disruption. The 2022 State of Ransomware and Disaster Preparedness Survey from the International Data Corporation found that last year, 60% of medium and large organizations in North America and Western Europe suffered irrecoverable data loss, up from 43% the previous year. 79% of organizations indicated that they activated a disaster recovery response over the last 12 months, with nearly 2/3 attributing these incidents to ransomware or other malware. Respondents reported an average of 19.3 attacks and 2.3 ransomware attacks in the past year, with 93% of organizations suffering a data-related business disruption over the same period.
All right. If you have been a regular of Simply Cyber, as soon as I saw this title, I almost paused the audio and said, I bet you this is sponsored by some company that sells something that helps you deal with data-related business disruption. Survey commissioned by Zerto. Let's just play a game. Let's see what Zerto sells. Cloud data management. Interesting. Okay. Ransomware recovery in multi-cloud world. Okay. All right. So yeah, 93%. I mean, that's pretty high, guys. Like almost guaranteed. Now let me quit being cynical and get to the meat of this story. Okay. First of all, and by the way, there are ways to target certain audiences for respondents and stuff like that to kind of influence your data, which ultimately is your research and analysis findings. So here's the thing. Right now, ransomware is a top threat. And a lot of times threat actors will encrypt, and you're either going to pay and maybe get a decryption key, or you're going to have to start from ground zero. And you really should have a protection mechanism. I say this all the time. You should have protection mechanisms. You should have resiliency and recovery mechanisms, and you need to test them, right, guys? Just having them in place and checking the box and going to bed at night feeling good is not enough, because when you get slapped in the face, you need to be able to execute quickly on recovery. All right. So the fact that this number of organizations, again, 93% I think is high. Let's actually define what data-related business disruption means. That doesn't mean you're fully down with ransomware. But if you're trying to get budget for ransomware recovery, if you're trying to get the CFO's attention or the board or executives or the business or whatever, this is a good headline to pull and put in a briefing. Hey, like new research is showing that there's an even higher increased risk of ransomware, right? And business disruption, right? Business disruption is a keyword that the business will understand because they're not going to like that. You can use this data to kind of support a position that you have on getting funding or getting cycles. Even if you, like I said, with testing your DR plan or your business recovery plan, maybe you've already invested all the money and all the technology, but you can't get the time to do the tabletop. This is a great time, a great piece of information that you can leverage to get that, right? So it's not always about the money, but just be mindful of that. And also, as I say it all the time, be mindful when you see studies like this on the origin of the data set that made those statistical findings.
iPhones are vulnerable to attack even when turned off.
Oh, yeah, I love this
A team
story.
of researchers at Germany's Technical University of Darmstadt discovered that iPhone features including Bluetooth, near-field communication, and ultra-wideband technologies, which have access to sensitive info via iPhone's secure element, stay on via low power mode even when modern iPhones are powered down. Researchers assert that this could potentially allow an attacker to load malware to the device and access secure data such as the user's credit card info, banking details, or even digital car keys. While Apple has not responded to the findings, researchers say that one potential solution could be to add a hardware based switch that disconnects the battery while the iPhone is powered down.
All right. Another splashy story. I love this. This is great academic research. Guys, if you've ever worked or, kind of operated in the academic space, this right here, this has got all the hallmarks of academic research. The two columns, the font, the title, starting with an abstract, keywords, right? I plan on reading this after after the briefing today. I'm going to read this paper. Very interesting, very exciting, guys. The easy way to wrap your head around this is like when your phone is off, you can still find my phone, right? It's a convenience feature. You lose your phone, you don't have to freak out that like, oh my gosh, like if I don't find it before the battery dies, I'm screwed. No, eventually it will be dead, right? It's not like it has a perpetual energy engine inside of it. But when you shut your phone off, like when you go into a secure space or a business meeting or something like that, yeah, you shut your phone off and a lot of the functionality shuts down, but it's still operating in that little capacity. And this is what the authors are suggesting here, that while it's on, quote unquote, you could attack it since it is operational in a minor capacity. I do think that this is a bit of a fringe attack. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to read about this. I don't know if it requires you to have physical access to the device. I would suspect you need physical access because I don't believe that the wireless NIC is operating inside of it. Two new LPM features to do Bluetooth Live. Yeah, I don't know what this UWB chip is, whether or not that's wireless. But anyways, long story short, I think that the risk of this is not high. I think the marketability and sexiness of this story is very high, but I think the likelihood of attack is low. This would be, a very focused attack. Like you have a very specific target, like a VIP or high-ranking government official, and you're doing this. And even this, I suspect, would be almost like a stage 1 payload that you get on, and then when it boots up, it reaches out and starts downloading other stuff. But anyways, stay tuned. I'll be reading this. This might even be my radar item this week.
SIA opens Women in Security scholarship applications. The Security Industry Association has opened applications for the 2022 SIA Women in Security Forum Scholarship, a program that will offer multiple $10,000 scholarships that SIA members and students can use toward professional development and education. Scholarship funds may be used towards student loan debt, webinar registration, and information security related education and certificate programs. Eligible scholarship applicants have until July 1st to apply.
Very cool. Now, I'm not sure if it says scholarship, so I assume this is to be used for educational. I don't know if This is, it says towards professional development and education. So the scope of how this money can be allocated might be quite wide. It could be certifications, it could be classes, coursework, tuition, books, rent, food budgets. I don't know, but $10,000 is pretty good. So if you, again, and it says women in security scholarship applications, I would think that this is a requirement to be female again, but sometimes it's just hosted by women in security and it's not exclusively for women or females. So check this out if you're looking for funding for some of your educational and professional development opportunities. And maybe you could take advantage of this. This is one that you definitely want to just follow the links in the story to get more information. If you do find out some interesting stuff on this, please share it on the Simply Cyber Discord, which I am now dropping in chat, so you can find that. If you're not a member of the Simply Cyber Discord, definitely giddy up and get on that because it's a good time up in there.
ISC Squared to offer thousands of free entry-level certification exams in the UK. ISC Squared unveiled its 100K in the UK program, which will provide its new entry-level cybersecurity certification exam and related materials for free to 100,000 UK residents who have recently graduated or are looking to move into cybersecurity from another profession. The exam evaluates candidates across 5 domains, including security principles, business continuity, disaster recovery and incident response, access control, network security, and security operations. The multi-year, multi-million-pound program aims to upskill UK's cybersecurity workforce.
Okay, so I would think, ISC Squared's offering 100,000 free entry-level certs. My suspicion is one of two. Okay.
Straight cash, homie.
All right, I'm such a bad person. Okay, 2 things. One, I think the UK government subsidized this. So ISC Squared's offering free certs, but they've been paid for by someone else. That's why they're offering them. I don't think that this is out of the goodness of ISC Squared's heart. Might be wrong, right? That is speculation. But again, follow the money, guys. Second of all, and especially because it's reserved for UK citizens only, right? When you start qualifying who has access to these things, you start gating these things, there's usually a reason. It's because the person paying for it said, I'm only paying for UK people, right? So tax break, possibly, Stephen. Again, whether it's funded or tax breaks, it's all about the Benjamins, guys. Oh, James, they did it in the US. Interesting. So maybe I'm just being hot takes. Yeah, hold on. Guys, again, I apologize for today. I'm all spicy hot takes with a lot of speculation with like a dash of a little bit of raw data. Anyways, here's the important thing. Who cares where it's being paid for? If you live in the UK, you should totally take advantage of this. Someone else is paying for it. Get on it. Cool. There's so much free education and so many free resources in our industry. This is another one. So jump on it and get it, right? And if you don't live in the UK, it's probably not worth it to move to the UK to take advantage of this. Maybe look for a different approach. But hold on, I'm reading Joel here. Good idea, but if the players don't know about it. Yeah. Well, okay, so these are new entry-level certs. Oh, another thing that occurs to me, ISC Squared wants lots of people to have these certs because it starts to give the certification legitimacy in the market, right? If 100,000 people have these certs, then it must have value, right? So it's a way for them to bootstrap the legitimacy of this cert. So very cool for them. And Joel, it's very much a network thing, right? So when a bunch of people have it, people start asking about it and stuff like that. So ISC Squared does have a lot of clout, I guess, or trust and reputation in the market as a legitimate organization. So that will carry some weight. Take advantage of this, guys. If you live in the UK, go for it and get up on it. Okay, so let me do this. Turn on my future pop. I do want to share something. This was going to be my 30-second share or whatever you want to call it, but I'll share this with you guys. Guys, this came through yesterday. A good friend that I used to work with sent this to me. This is a legit job. It says manager of cybersecurity. I'm just going to pump this for a second. I'm going to put this in chat as well. Guys, if you're looking, don't get scared by the word manager. I'm going to explain this job in like 1 second. This is a legit job. It's open right now. If you're interested, guys, here's the thing. This job, it says deadline May 6th. It's still open. I don't know if they haven't found anyone. They don't have access to a community like ours. But here's the deal. This is going to be a one-person cybersecurity shop. That's why they're the manager. They're the manager of them. They're the manager of the cybersecurity program. But they will be able to matrix with IT staff. You do need a little bit of InfoSec IT background, right? So this isn't entry level, but it is, I would consider this like your second job in the industry. And it could be any InfoSec, right? So if you're a pen tester and you're like, Jesus, this is like grindy, you could do this, right? If you're a SOC analyst and you don't like working third shift, this could be it. This will have a lot of GRC. This will have a lot of GRC elements to it, right? So you'll manage and build up your own program, but because you're a one-person shop, there will be blue work. You will get your hands dirty, okay? It says you report to the CTO. Let's see what they say. Requirements. It says 3 years of experience in InfoSec, 4 years of experience in any of these roles. I would make the argument that these things could stack. And this is, remember guys, on job postings, this is always like what they are looking for, not what the minimum it says requirements, but this is a misnomer and you guys know this, right? So, you can see here, I don't see anything about degree, Justin Gold. I don't see anything about degrees in here. I think again, I talked to the guy who's involved with this. My understanding is if you are, again, like the whole reason I'm bringing it up here is because I feel like this is an awesome, like second level of your career, like middle level, mid tier, right? You got a couple years in, even if you're working in GRC as like a risk analyst and you want to do this company, unlimited PTO, they'll pay to move you. I don't think it's a remote position, but they'll pay fully for you to get there. I think the salary is pretty good. Oh, you can see here, full health, unlimited PTO, competitive salary, whatever that means. So even if you don't take the job, maybe you apply and get a little bit more information on it. I dropped the link in chat. Justin. Yeah, so this is an entry level, but not everybody in here is entry level, guys. So again, I think that this is a great second step on someone's career. Definitely a third step would be easy. If you were just like hating, like watching the clock tick down to 5 every Friday because you hate your job, this could be a good relief valve. Anyways, yeah, it says 50K. Hold on, it says 50K. Who wrote that? Spastic, you wrote it says 50K somewhere for the salary. I don't know where that is, but anyways, yeah. So anyways, if you're interested, check it out, guys. This is a cool opportunity. It's kind of a one-off. This isn't like a big company, like Deloitte or something where they're hiring 10,000 cybersecurity analysts and you're in a sea of people. The fact that this application deadline ended 2 weeks ago and my buddy texted me yesterday and was like, do you know anyone? Can you help me? Means that there isn't a lot of competition for this job. Again, maybe just get some practice, dude. Throw your hat in the ring. If you're in a position where this is something that makes sense for you guys. Hold on, Control F, 50. Yeah, that 50 doesn't show up in here. I don't know. Everything's negotiable, guys. Everything is negotiable. You can negotiate having your car paid for, your cell phone paid for, a $5,000 annual stipend for tech, right? Maybe you run a YouTube podcast show and you want your employer to pay for your camera gear. Okay, so check it out. Just check that out. Okay, guys, let me tease a little bit more stuff here. It might be remote, honestly. Yeah, no, remote doesn't work, but it does say location, US, Canada. So that's a good point. I don't know. My buddy said that they'll pay to move you, so I didn't ask if it was remote or not. Whatever. Hell with it. Make that part of your negotiation. I'll only work remote. You want me or not, brah? Right? Drop those. Guys, we're in a market where we get to dictate a lot of stuff. We're no longer just like worker bees who have to settle for whatever, right? We have a lot more power as the employee nowadays, at least. So Get on that. Let me tease out a couple things. Guys, later today at 11:30 a.m., I hope you can join us. This is the Threat Gen feed. You guys see here? See this big logo, Threat Gen? Go to youtube.com. Here, I'm going to drop it in chat. Go to YouTube, the Threat Gen channel. This is the feed for them. This is the feed for me. Eula Chua, thanks for the squad support. Always nice to have you in stream. I know you get up wicked early, Eula, for the West Coast live. But check it out. I'm broadcasting live from Simply Cyber at 11:30. At 11:15, Threat Gen is going to go live, and they're going to have 15 minutes of build-up. This is an esport event. That's why I'm wearing my gaming athletic wear, right? Team Jerry guy will be competing against Josh Mason. I've got the Bitcoin laser eyes. You can come to my feed and watch my feed of the game, my view, my perspective, my commentary on my thought process. You can go to Josh's feed. Josh will be broadcasting his red team view. I will be broadcasting my blue team view. If you go to the Threat Gen, which is what I dropped in chat, that will be Simon Lindstedt and Clint Bodungeon as analysts, like at a sporting event, and they will be broadcasting both of our feeds and giving color commentary on methodology, thought process, jumping in. They might be interviewing us during the show. I don't know, but it is a full-on esport event, and it's going to be awesome. So at minimum, come to Simply Cyber, but at maximum, go get Josh, get Jerry, get Threat Gen, and check it out. And obviously, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Threat Gen's channel on YouTube, do it. We're pushing out good content like these Let's Plays on Wednesdays. We do a deep dive into a news story on Friday. Actually, the iPhone story might be a good deep dive too. So anyways, set that reminder, hop in there. Obviously, if you're mine. Whoa, Patrick Moss dropping a squad support. Hold on. Thanks, Patrick Moss. Always enjoy it. Getting in there, nice. Okay, and then guys, this Thursday at 4:30 p.m., so tomorrow, you guys know him. We love him. Stefan Waldvogel, sim engineer over at Greylog, wonderful contributing member of the cybersecurity community. He's going to be telling us all about a day in the life of a sim engineer because he's a boss at it. Do you want to be a sim engineer? Do you know what a sim engineer does? Do you know what sucks about that job? Do you know what's awesome about that job? What skills are required? Stefan's going to tell us all those, and he'll probably drop some job hunting techniques. It's going to be a super informative, educational, and wait for it, chill live stream. So I hope you can join us on that. Guys, it's been wonderful. I hope to see you guys at 11:30. Obviously, hit the like button if you got value out of this. The best way to show support is the like button. If you like the daily feed, may I ask you, and this isn't a push, I said this before, if you like being here for the live stream part of it, hit the subscribe, then hit the bell for notifications. YouTube will push you as soon as I hit go live on the streaming software. If you don't hit the bell for notification, you may miss it when I go live. So this isn't for my metrics or my pump those numbers, right? Like my Matthew McConaughey, Wolf of Wall Street, got to pump those numbers. Those are rookie numbers. It's literally so you can know that we're live and you can jump in here and take advantage of the stream. That is why I'm asking you to hit that bell for notifications. Guys, thanks so much for everything. It was Wednesday, May 18th. We had a good one, and I hope to see many of you at 11:30 a.m. Have a good one, everybody.